Hey YouTube, I'm back, and this is going to be part 2 of my new pickups. I'm actually going to start off with something I used to have a long time ago, and that is a Tiger Electronics Jurassic Park LCD game. I used to have one of these when I was a kid, and I lost it. I really don't remember what happened to it. I used to have a Star Wars one of these as well. I also lost that one as well. But I really had a big attachment to this game. I love Jurassic Park, happens to be one of my favorite movies. And I was really happy to have found one of these on eBay for about $3. It does have some cosmetic scratches on it. It does work, but I'm really happy to have found one of these for a really great price. So yeah, I'm really thrilled with that. Moving on to the original Xbox. I did pick up a few more original Xbox games, so I thought I'd show you those. The first one is Siberia. Next is actually a release title for the original Xbox, and that's Azaric: Rise of Perithia. This game happens to be very terrible. Next is Otogi: Myth of Demons. And finally, the last Xbox game I have is one of the harder games to find, and that's American McGee Presents Scrapland. Alright, moving on to the DS. The first DS game that actually really isn't a game at all, and that is the Nintendo DS web browser. So you can pretty much just surf the web on the Nintendo DS. Fairly hard to find. I picked it up from GameStop, I think, for a couple bucks, so I'm pretty happy about that. Next is Final Fantasy Fables: Chocobo Tales. And finally for the DS, I got Touch Mechanic. Alright, moving on to a DSi game, which is pretty interesting since there was only 3 DSi games released. I think they were planning on doing more, but they only got 3 out. And this one happens to be sealed, and I really don't plan on opening it. And that is System Flaw. So that's really neat. Alright, moving on to the Wii. Best Buy was actually having a huge sale about a week or so ago, and they were pretty much like selling games for next to nothing. So I picked both of these Wii games up for $5 a piece. So the first one I'm going to show you is a game I already have, but I couldn't really pass it up for this price, and that is Metroid Other M. And the other one I picked up is Sin and Punishment Star Successor. I actually happened to pick up like 3 copies of these, but I'm not going to show you 3 copies of the same game. So I picked up a copy of Sin and Punishment for $5. Moving on to the PC, I picked up The Sims Medieval Pirates and Nobles. I picked this also up on that sale at Best Buy for $7. I went to Goodwill. I found these PC games. I found StarCraft. I also found Super Street Fighter 2 for the PC, which is really neat. You really don't see that for the PC very often. Alright, moving on to, let's see. I guess I might as well move on to the Dreamcast. I did pick up a couple Dreamcast games. The first one's something I already have. It is an import game, but it was for dirt cheap on eBay, so I thought I'd pick up another one. It's a fairly hard game to find, and that's Seaman 2001. It does come with the microphone inside, but unfortunately, as you can tell, it doesn't come with the little thing to hold everything in place, so everything's rattling around inside, which kind of bums me out, but whatever. First American Dreamcast game is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. And what I've noticed is really weird. Usually the Dreamcast games it says Sega Dreamcast right here, but this seems like to be the only game that doesn't say anything. It's just blank, which seems pretty bizarre. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I just find that was pretty weird. Next is Spec Ops 2 Omega Squad. Next is MDK2. Yeah, as you see right here, it says Sega Dreamcast. The other one didn't say anything at all. This is a really good game if you can find it. Next is a sealed copy of Test Drive Le Mans. And of course, they had to show Audi. I love Audis. And the final Dreamcast game I have is actually one of the rarest Dreamcast games, pretty much because it was actually one of the last Dreamcast games to be launched, and that's Ill Bleed, which is actually a horror game. So, pretty neat. Found that for a pretty good price on eBay. Usually they go for pretty ridiculous prices. Alright, moving on to the PlayStation. I picked up a ton of PlayStation games. Well, let me get started off with the PlayStation controllers I picked up. The first one I'm going to show you is this one. Is pretty much a standard PlayStation controller. It doesn't have the DualShock, so this is one of the originals. But I've never seen a red one before. I don't know if they released it like this or this was part of a bundle pack, but this is a red original PlayStation controller. And the other one I have is an interesting one. I don't know if this is American or not, but I found this at a retro store, I think the Play and Trade, and that is the Axie Grip. This is a one-handed controller, so it has the L2, L1, R1, R2 right here, square, triangle. There's two squares, two triangles, start, select, the D-pad, and then there has this circle and X button. So this is a really weird controller. I've never seen one of these before. I don't know if this is was released in America or this is Japanese, but this is a really weird controller for the original PlayStation. Alright, moving on to the games themselves. I have Racing, great title. Next is G-Police. I guess a fairly hard one to find, and that is Marvel Superheroes. I guess this was before Marvel vs. Capcom. It is a fighting game. Next is Eternal Eyes. Next is actually a working designs game, and that is Alundra. I also picked up Alundra 2. This one happens to be made by Activision. And this one has a nice shiny cover on it. Got those for a pretty good price at Play and Trade. Another one that's really interesting. Never heard of this one before. It's called Tecmo's Deception. I really don't know what this one's about. I think I heard that all you do is like set traps in a haunted house. It's really weird. But I've never heard of this game before, so I thought I might as well pick it up. I am trying to, I know that there's a new game out called Spec Ops: The Line. I've been trying to get that game for a while. I'm just waiting for my next paycheck to come. But I did pick up all of the original Spec Ops games. So I picked up Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, Spec Ops Ranger Elite, Spec Ops Covert Assault. May have made a ton of these. And finally, Spec Ops Airborne Commando. Next is Sim Theme Park. And finally, one I've actually, interestingly, have been trying to find for a while, even though it's nothing really that special, is Patriotic Pinball. So it's pretty much pinball with American themes, like the military and, I guess, natural landscapes and stuff like that, so that's really cool. Alright, moving on to, let's see, I guess I might as well move on to the PlayStation 2. I got the deluxe box set of Magna Carta Tears of Blood. Comes with the art book. Very nice. I've got the big box of SOCOM US Navy SEALs that comes with the microphone. That headset, I mean. So that's really cool. This box is like in mint condition. I'm really happy that I found it. I picked up Endgame. Alien vs. Predator Extinction. Myst 3 Exile. Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, Disaster Report, and finally, I probably should have looked up what this game was called before I made this video, but I'll actually make an annotations right here when I get the exact name. This is a Gundam game, Mobile Suit Gundam. This is the original series. This is, I think, Giren's Greed, if I had to guess, or Giren's Revenge. But I really like this retro cover. It looks very 70s, has like the original like anime style on it. Looks really good. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Gundam. This is a kind of a strategy game, so really cool. Really happy I found that for a good price. Alright, since I'm sticking with PlayStation, might as well move on to PS3 games. I found an original Warhawk big box, which came with the Bluetooth headset. These are pretty hard to find in the original big box. This is actually in really great shape. I'm really happy I found it. It's actually in pretty mint condition, if I had to say so. Next was actually a Best Buy exclusive. I got this for dirt cheap, again, because of that Best Buy sale. I think I picked this up for $9. And this is a Final Fantasy 13-2. This is the standard game, but this was exclusive at Best Buy. It came with the novella, Episode I or Episode 1 novella in package. I think it's a book or something. So yeah, so it comes with the standard game and I guess the book. So that's pretty cool. This is still sealed. I really don't plan on opening it either. Moving on, I picked up a European game. Again, I'm a huge fan of Gundam, so I picked up Mobile Suit Gundam Target in Sight. So that's really cool. These next two games, I actually picked up 2 copies of iPet, and these are actually on sale at Best Buy. And no joke, I've picked these up for $1 each. And I'll even prove it to you. Here's the receipt. iPet, $1. Also, I picked up No More Heroes for $10. I picked up Alpha Protocol for $5. I picked up the other copy of iPad for $1. So this is really cool. They're both sealed. I don't know if I'm going to sell one of them or what am I going to do, but pick those up for pretty much nothing. Next, I got Yakuza Dead Souls. No More Heroes, like I said before, I picked this up for $10. This one's still sealed. And finally, for the PlayStation 3, I picked up Red Faction Armageddon, which I've been trying to get for a while. Alright, moving on to the Xbox 360. I picked up the Death Smiles limited edition. This one's still sealed. I got it from Amazon, but this one, it looks like it's been crushed a little bit. There's some of the corners, as you see right here, it's been crushed a little bit, but whatever. So that's pretty cool. I picked up, I think, $18 off Amazon. Next is QUAKE 4, but this one was actually a special edition. I think it was released only at Best Buy, I think, and it came with a bonus disc that has a QUAKE 2 on it, so that's really nice. And interestingly enough, they actually re-released QUAKE 4. QUAKE 4 was actually a release title for the Xbox 360, and they actually just re-released it again about a couple weeks ago, and they didn't do anything to it. So I find that really bizarre, but I picked this up for a couple bucks off eBay because it came with the bonus disc. Next, I got Alpha Protocol. This is the Best Buy exclusive. Again, I got this for $5, so I couldn't really refuse that. It is still sealed, and I really don't plan on opening it because the game is really terrible. Next is another Japanese game, but it's a Japanese Xbox 360 game. This is the first Japanese 360 game I got, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And that is Mobile Suit Gundam Operation Troy. This is a really interesting game because it's essentially Battlefield, like Battlefield 3, but with Gundams. So you're pretty much like a soldier on the ground, and then you can jump into a mobile suit and pretty much just ride it around like you would like a tank or a Jeep in Battlefield. So that's really cool. Unfortunately, it does not work in a US Xbox 360, so that sucks. And the I think that this is the, let me see, I think this is the last Xbox 360 game I picked up. Yeah, I picked up Warhammer 40K Space Marine, and this was also on sale at Best Buy for $9. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I did get another Xbox 360 game, and I picked this up for $9 as well at Best Buy, again because it was on sale. And that is the Record of Agrist War Zero Limited Edition. This one's still sealed. And this one comes with, I think, a 48-page character data guide, soundtrack CD, and a deck of cards. So that's pretty cool. I picked this up for $9 at Best Buy, so you can't really pass that up. And finally, I'm going to go with the 3DS. Did pick up a couple 3DS games. First, I picked up actually a few copies each of these, of both Pilot Wings Resort and Steel Diver. At Best Buy, like I've been saying all through this video, they're having a huge sale on games. They did have a huge sale on games, and these were both going for $5 a piece, so I picked up like 2 or 3 copies of each. I'm probably going to keep a couple of them sealed and probably sell a few of them, so that's really cool. Next, I picked up Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy. This is one of the launch versions because it does come with the stylus, the character stylus inside, and a sticker pack. And probably just going to keep this one sealed as well. And the final game I've picked up is Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. God, they're really getting stupid with their titles. This is the Mark of Mastery edition. I haven't opened this one up yet. And this one comes with the game, obviously, a set of 5 AR cards that unlock the rare Dream Eaters and more, a set of 12 art cards reflecting the exciting history of the series, and the Kingdom Hearts branded 3DS protector case. So that's really cool. These are actually fairly hard to find, surprisingly. Comes in this nice big box. And the final item I picked up is an iPad. I got a white iPad. This is a 4G. This is a 16 gig. So, yeah. So I think I made out fairly well. So, yeah, keep an eye out for some future videos. Alright, thanks for watching.